Hey folks, it's Ray Bassett. I'm here at my personal training facility, a private personal training studio here in Houston, Texas. I'm here today to talk about what everybody's thinking about after New Year's. That New Year's resolution that everybody always sets a goal. It could be, it could be to lose weight. It could be to do better in business. Personal things that you want to improve upon. But today I want to talk to you about what I do best, and that is losing fat, gaining or maintaining muscle. Okay, let's start here. What about your New Year's resolution last year? What happened? How long were you on it for? I can tell you about my New Year's resolution because it happened back in 1985. And I'm still on the same New Year's resolution. Of course, I have a little bumps in the road, and I'm not 100% all the time. However, since then I've done over 70 bodybuilding shows and physique contests, and have done very well. Last year, we had the pandemic, and it was terrible. We still are in it, and a lot of people had a good excuse to stay home and gain weight. A lot of the gyms were closed, so I was open. I'm a studio, private facility. Actually, I thank my blessings for having a private facility. I got one person coming in or couples coming in and leaving. That's it. I don't have 100 people coming through here a day and, getting on sweaty equipment or coughing, spitting, sneezing on other people and, taking their mask off and running on the treadmill 1,000 miles an hour and spreading sweat all over the place. It's not like that here. You come in here, you get a towel, you get a fresh towel, you get a bottle of water, as many bottled waters as you need. So it's very, I don't want to say intimate, but it's very private. It's one-on-one. It's not like one-on-one at a gym with a trainer. To me, that's not one-on-one. You got members all over the place in your way, gawking at you, gawking at, wearing things they shouldn't be wearing or making loud noises. The music usually isn't all that great. Here you can plug in your own playlist. So I've got a lot of things going on here. That's a great advantage. As a matter of fact, I was blessed, like I mentioned before, and flourished because people wanted that privacy. They wanted that small gym. They wanted to feel safe in a clean environment and not out in the open in larger crowds, where they're supposed to be going by the CDC regulations and rules and by the state, but who knows? Here, it's a comfortable, very nice situation. I've got a 2-for-1 deal till New Year's Day. So if you come in before New Year's Day or on New Year's Day, I'll be here. And I'm having an open house as long as you go ahead and sign up ahead of time. Last year, I went through 3 operations, carpal tunnel, 2 carpal tunnel operations, and a cervical spine operation. And through the pandemic and the shutdowns and things like that, I still placed 3rd in the nationals in the 50s and the 60s, an older group in the physique class. So there's no excuses. There's no excuses. Now, let's go back to what happened last year. What did you do last year that you don't want to do this year? Most people think that if they do more cardio and they eat less, they're going to lose weight. Well, I've got news for you, folks. If you ever walk into a gym, you see all the people on the treadmills or Stairmasters or ellipticals, they all have one thing in common. They don't change. They don't change because cardio does not have a metabolic effect. If you burn 300, 400, 500 calories and you walk out the door, that's all you get. When you weight train, you burn 300 to 500 calories. You keep burning calories for the next 48 to 72 hours. So while you're resting, you're still burning calories. So you're in a metabolic state, 168 hours of the week, rather than maybe 3 or 4 days a week or hours a week. So that's the difference, is the science, the true science. So what happened last year? Again, we'll go back to that. So you did your cardio, you didn't see the results. Well, did you know that your muscle actually gets full of glycogen or more full? So your muscle gets a little bit more dense and heavier. And the fluffy stuff, or I should say the fat stuff, sits on top of the muscle. The muscle gets heavier because you're working out now. So this weighs more. The fluffy part sits on top. That starts to diminish. So when you start losing your fat and you're keeping your muscle, which you should be doing anyway, if you're with me, you will. And I have a bioimpedance scale that can show you the difference between how much fat you have in pounds, how much muscle you have in pounds, and also how much water you have in pounds. By the way, if your body's made of muscle, let's see if I can do this, fat and water, what should you eat for a diet? Here, let me give you the answer. How about protein, fat, and water? What? I didn't say carbohydrates. You really don't need carbohydrates. Your liver will make sugar itself. If you're lifting heavy, if you're a big weightlifter, yeah, you need some carbohydrates to fill up the glycogen storage in your muscles. If you're over 30% body fat, folks, no, you don't need any more sugar. You've got sugar in your blood, I can guarantee you. You're probably pre-diabetic, diabetic, or at least insulin resistant. Okay, I do also blood tests to determine if you are. If you don't know, I just had a guy did a blood test last week, got the results back yesterday, as a matter of fact, and his A1C is 6.1. That's almost diabetic. He's pre-diabetic, didn't even know it. His insulin levels were over 27. It should be under 3. He's also insulin resistant. Didn't know it. How do you fix it? It's through diet. How do you know what to eat? Come see me, okay? So anyway, so yeah, I flourished last year, just like some of the other companies, the donut shops and the packing and shipping industry. I did very well because even through the pandemic, I was able to have people come in because it was a one-on-one experience or a couples experience. Okay, so that's what worked out for me. I had a very, very good year last year, and and I'm looking forward to 2021 and seeing the same thing. Speaking about diet, I'm going to bring you out a loaf of bread. Okay, and this loaf of bread, on the side of it says, oh, it expired in November. And you see the way it looks? You don't see any mold on it or anything like that? Oh, by the way, that was November 2019. That's right. This bread is over a year old. Now, I'm not showing you the brand name on this or anything like that. It's not just this bread. It's the way our food is. This is an inflammatory. If it does not rot, it cannot be digested. Okay, that means it's been artificially inseminated with chemicals to make this thing last. They take a perfect strand of carbons and they pump in the hydrogen and they make it a unstable bond. And anyway, so without getting too technical with you, this is how they preserve bread and other foods. Okay, so I teach you the difference on what to look for in food. Okay, this cookie here is 2 years old. Still looks like a cookie. Okay, so you can see that all foods are not equal. You can't just count calories. You have to know what the calories are that's in them. For instance, getting back to the fat, did you know that fat can't turn to fat? And why is that? Because it's already fat. How can fat turn to fat when it's already fat? I'm not talking about trans fats. That's a different subject. Okay, that's a genetically modified organism. Also, did you know that protein, this is a muscle, but I'm using it as an example as protein. Did you know that protein can't turn to fat? Physiologically impossible. What it will do is be used for some kind of structure, used for structure of your body. Something's going to use it up. So if we know that protein and fat can't turn to fat, okay, we can eat as much as this as we want. Don't need a calorie count, don't need to go on all those fad diets that you've seen out there and all those fad gadgets. All you need to know is this. By the way, just put Dr. Oz out of business, okay? So if you know that fat protein can't turn to fat, then you know that you can eat pretty much as you want of those two items. What does turn to fat are carbohydrates, like bread, like cookies, okay? This is the stuff that gets you fat. If you're scratching your head trying to figure out what's going on and you just did cardio, you went home and had a cookie sandwich, okay, I'm just using that example because they're in my hands. Now you know why hey, you're not getting the results that you want. A lot of times too is when you get on the scale and you're weight training, your muscle gets denser or heavier and your fat is starting to dissipate, so they even out. So you're not losing as much as you think. Really what you're losing is water. Water when you do cardio, because you're burning more calories. And by the way, if you're over 30% body fat, cardio is not going to do you much good, because all you're doing is burning sugar. You're not even getting down to the fat cells. Getting back to my pre-diabetic guy, one of my clients. So how we're shifting with him is that when you lift weights, you actually use glycogen, which is a stored form of sugar in your muscle. That dissipates out of the muscle, and the sugar in your body already will go right to that receptor and be accepted as energy in the form of glycogen, and it cleans up your blood of sugar. We get rid of that sugar in the blood, okay? Then your body's forced to use fat for energy. Wow, what a concept. That's why up there you see my logo up there is fitness through science and not fiction. That's what you learn here, not just a personal trainer, okay? You get a guy that knows what he's talking about the body and how it works. You get a guy knows a lot about kinesiology, which is the study of muscle and how it moves with your bones and joints. You get a physiologist, you get a certified 4 times over nationally certified personal trainer, or a master personal trainer, I should say, okay? So, we could just, go back to our old ways and, hey, let's do the old shake weight. Remember that? How did that work? That came out, 2009, 2008, somewhere around there, okay? It's not around anymore. I don't say it anymore. I'm around. I'm still here. I'm still saying the same stuff I said back in 2008, 2003, 1985, okay? This is gone. It's out the door. Let's get rid of it. What about the HCG diet? Remember that? Hey, let's go to a doctor's office. I got this at Walmart. I got this one in Walmart. It says there's a bunch of amino acids in here. That's the ingredients. That's all it is. Okay, a bunch of amino acids. My protein powder has more amino acids than this does. And it says right here, it says 100% hormone free. Did you know that HCG is a hormone? So you know this stuff is not real, okay? So don't get caught up in spending $19.95 or $29.95 on this, $19.95 on this. If you counted how much money you wasted and all the years on gimmicks like this, okay, you come to me, I'm a deal, okay, because you only have to hear me once, okay? And this is coming from true science, from the medical books and from the medical journals, all right? It's all evidence-based medicine. This is not something I'm making up. So everything that you see then do in here has a purpose, has a reason, and you're gonna learn it. You're gonna learn it because I use education as motivation. I don't stand over you with a cheerleader outfit and pom-poms and say, come on, you can get one more. No, we don't need to get one more. What we need to do is stimulate the muscle, not annihilate the muscle. Stimulation, not annihilation. What that does is stimulates the muscle to repair itself. When we break it down, it's called catabolism. When we build it back up, it's called anabolism. During that process, it's called metabolism. It's added to your metabolism and the way your body already burns calories, okay, or burns fat. Hopefully it's fat for energy, okay? So with that being said, again, New Year's Day, or between now and New Year's Day, I'm going to have an open house. Anybody that wants to come in for a free consultation, take a look at my facility here. Check it out. I think you're going to love it. Again, the privacy is what really got me through the pandemic. Because while all these other gyms were either closed or people were afraid to go in there because of the, catching the virus, my people are rock and rolling in here, and so wasn't I. I never skipped a day. I didn't have to. I had my own private place. Okay, so, and I've been around for a long time, over 16 years here in Texas. Okay, so if you want a trainer that knows what they're talking about, has also does bioidentical hormones. I also do blood tests. These are options. They're not required. They're just options. I do nutrition along with your package comes nutrition advice, or I should say coaching from myself. What you do is you sit down to eat a meal. Before you eat that meal, you snap a picture of it, you send it to me. My phone goes off almost 24/7. But it keeps my people or my clients very in tune on what they're eating because they know I'm going to look at it, and when they come in, I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to scold you for this. You know, you're a grown person. What I am going to say is that, you know, instead of having that mashed potatoes, how about if we use cauliflower rice? Okay, cauliflower rice has 0 to little carbohydrates, where that potato has the potential to turn will turn to sugar, and also have the potential to turn to fat. Okay, it goes through your body, goes to a muscle receptor. Muscle receptor is full, it goes to your liver. That gets full, goes to your brain. That gets full, turns into a triglyceride, and then it will eventually, if it's not burned off, it'll turn to fat. Okay, it's called the Krebs cycle. That's a very fast version of the Krebs cycle, but trust me, that's the way your body works. So if your triglycerides are very, very high, that's also an indicator, and I can tell this from a blood test if you take one, or you can bring one in that your doctor did. You know, or take one of my blood panels to your doctor and use your insurance. You know, that's fine too. Whatever it takes to get it done to help you, okay? Because we're in this together. It's not just you, it's us. And I don't like to lose. I got more trophies than some of the contests that go on nowadays. I don't need to have any more trophies. My trophies is going to be you. You guys are going to be my walking billboard, okay? So it's all about you guys, but you got to get here first. Okay, so it's Ray Bassett. I'm having an open house on the 1st of the year, first day of 2021, and I'd like to invite everybody. I'm going to be going from about 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, but it's by appointment only because I don't want to have a bunch of people in here because of the virus and the CDC regulations and things like that. Okay, so make an appointment with me. The information is below, and contact me. Let's get together, come up with a plan. I'm doing this for free this one time here on this one day. Or if you want to make another appointment on another day, I'll consider that too, okay? Anyway, Ray Bassett signing out from the Firm U, a private personal training facility. Come see me and get it done right this time. The last time you'll ever have to go ahead and make a New Year's resolution, okay? Come see me. Next time. See ya.